It's something different. It's that voice inside of me. No more feeling empty. No more rushing. No more pretending to be someone else. No more searching. I have one life. I can live an amazing life. I can be free. What if less is more? Less stress, less debt, less of arguments, less of proving your worth, and more of time, more happiness, more peace, more money. That's what minimalism can offer you. Discover how minimalism can grow your business and life. Go to minimalist.entrepreneur.com. Each week, a minimalist entrepreneur with your host, Zurika, aims to connect you with real successful people who share their success strategies that you can use in your business. So, here's Zurika.
Hello everybody, this is Zurika from A Minimalist Entrepreneur. And in today's episode, it's all about believing in yourself, saying yes to life rather than no, and appreciating life for what it presents to you. And basically, I'm so thrilled, excited, because I coincidentally met with a blogger by the name of Sarah. And when I actually contacted her and she sent me an email back, it was really, really warm. And her whole attitude is about saying yes to life, because she believes in the more positive side of life rather than just, having the more skeptical side to it. And the thing that fascinates me about her is the way she actually lives life. She's truly living a life where when she wakes up in the morning, it's about abundance. And she runs a lifestyle blog known as yesandyes.org. And it receives approximately 11,000 plus readers a day. And I think that's not a joke, because a lot of us start our blogs, but we don't really know how to get those kind of readers who actually engage with you. In addition, she enables people to build an online presence with robust steps rather than quick fixes. So rather than me talking about Sarah, I think it's better to invite her on the call so that she can actually give us some tips and strategies of what she did in her own life to start her business and to simplify her life. So with that, let's welcome Sarah on this call. Thank you, Sarah.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for being on this call. And I'd like you to share in a few sentences of what you do for a living.
Sure. Well, I have been blogging for 6 years, and I've been totally self-employed for about 4. And I'm self-employed through a variety of streams of income, but it's mostly through my blog and through consulting.
Awesome. And when you decided to actually get into business, Sarah, what were the initial steps that you took while setting up your business?
Well, when I first started my blog, I did not have any thought that it was going to be a full-time business. I mean, of course, I probably fantasized about that, but so does every blogger. So for the first 2.5 years, I was just posting, 6 or 7 days a week, leaving comments on other blogs, guest posting, just trying to get my blog out there. So I would say that was probably the first step that I unconsciously took towards building my business. But then when I really started getting conscientious about building my business, I was copywriting and consulting. And what I did before I even made any of my services known to the internet or the public was I privately emailed all of my friends who needed my services, who had businesses, who needed to understand social media, who needed press releases and web copy written. And I said, hey, I'm trying to do this professionally. Could I do a few things for you for free so I can put them in my clipbook? I can work through my process and you can give me testimonials. And I did it, and they loved it, and they told their friends, and I was able to get a huge amount of new customers before I even told the world at large about what I was doing.
That's a very interesting thing that you've just spoken about, because I think a lot of us don't actually go to our current networks. We always seek outside our networks, but what you have spoken, I guess even I have not implemented that fully, where you can actually ask to do a few things for free and get some testimonials which actually speak the truth. And okay, so, but I mean, obviously, when we all start our businesses, we're all pretty excited about it, but there must have been some challenges that you faced in your initial years while trying to get constant, flow of traffic, I guess, to your website.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. When I first started out, I didn't I wrote absolutely everything on my blog myself. I was posting 7 days a week and posting new content that I wrote myself, 4 or 5 or 600 words a day, 7 days a week, and on top of working 40 hours a week. And that will burn you out really fast. And so I had to really figure out how to create a sane, sustainable editorial calendar so I could have posts that were going up regularly and I could bring in traffic without completely burning myself out. And now that I've been blogging for a long time, I know how to do that. But it was really a challenge to create the sort of traffic and the sort of online presence I wanted without allowing it to completely eat up every moment of my time.
Right. But like, say, for example, if it is a small business, like, I mean, maybe I am working full time in my current consulting job, and I come home in the evening and I want to be able to actually do consulting, but, attract a completely different kind of an audience online. Obviously, I would not have the time to be able to, write lots of blogs, because now the whole thing about SEO and how do you write your content also matters. What would be your advice in a situation like that?
Well, what I do, so I have Yes and Yes, my main blog, but then I also have a blog on my portfolio site, and which seems like so much and completely an insane amount of work. But what I've done, and listeners who are totally welcome to steal this method, I post once a week on my small business blog. I post every Wednesday at 6 a.m., and 2 of those posts each month are posts that I write. One is a guest post, where my guest poster writes about something that I myself am not an expert in, and then one of those posts is a link roundup, where I link to things that would be helpful to my readers. So realistically, I'm only writing about 1,000 words a month for my small business blog, but I've still got stuff that goes up every week, and I tweet about those small business posts every day, so I'm getting fresh traffic into those small business posts. I'm still establishing myself as an expert. I'm still getting traffic, but it's only 1,000 words a month.
Okay, because it was not really clear. So step 1 is obviously to write a blog, which you do once a week.
Yep, I would say you really need to, if you're trying to get clients, you need to prove to them and to the internet at large that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is through blogs. And the easiest way to do it, the most sustainable way to do it, is to post once a week. Choose a day, choose a time, and then post at that time on that day every week. And if you can't manage to write 4 new blog posts a month, which is totally fine if you can't, a good way to supplement that is through guest posts and link roundups.
Okay, what is that other part that you said other than guest posts, and then what was the next one?
Link roundups. So what I do is I find links that other blog posts that have been written by other people who, and that content is also helpful to my readers. It's stuff that I can't tell them about because I'm not an expert at Instagram, but I know that my readers want to know about it, so I find a good blog post somewhere else that tells them about optimizing Instagram, and I link to it.
Awesome. And then you use those small nuggets from those posts to be able to tweet on Twitter on a daily basis.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's really an awesome tip, Sarah, and thank you so much for actually giving that information. The next thing that I guess it's pretty exciting because you're actually sharing real stuff that you've done, which is amazing. What were the steps that you took to simplify your business model? Like, I mean, there must have been things that you did which were totally overwhelming because everyone on the internet talks about this strategy or that strategy. What did you do to actually simplify your business model? And then how did you stick to certain marketing strategies, just like the one you just spoke about? What were the thoughts that you had in your mind to simplify that?
Sure. Well, I keep my my business incredibly streamlined and incredibly easy. I ask that everybody pay 100% up front. All of my accounting is done through PayPal, and all of my documents are in Google Docs. I share them, we edit them at the same time. So it's just super basic, incredibly easy. I only have 3 offerings. There are some things that I will do if people email me and pitch me a really appealing offer, but generally I just have 3 offerings, that's it. And those are things those are offerings that I've developed because those are the things that I like doing. I mean, there are certainly offerings that I know would be successful, but I'm not interested in doing that stuff, so I don't even put it out there that's an option to hire me to do that stuff.
Awesome.
And in terms of deciding what marketing techniques are the best, I am a huge fan of getting into the analytics of my website and looking at where my traffic is coming from.
Right.
And so I can see if I don't have any traffic coming from Facebook, there's no point in me maintaining a Facebook account. If most of my traffic is coming from Twitter, then I need to be posting more on Twitter. And you can even look into the dashboard on your Twitter and see what types of tweets are the most successful, what's getting retweeted, what's getting responded to, when are you posting that successful. So I would say about once a month, I go into my dashboard and look at my analytics to see what's working and what's not, and then sort of tweak accordingly.
Awesome. So basically the steps here would be, if you're starting out new in business, firstly, obviously, to have your own website, make sure that Google Analytics is installed on your website. Just start off with at least one or two offers rather than having lots of different kind of offers. Have a very simple Gmail account, I guess, that could be a business account. Have your docs on Google Docs so you can share stuff in that particular model, I guess, with whoever you're working with, even if it means a client. And on a monthly basis to look at your Google Analytics to see where the traffic is coming from so you can focus more on those areas. Would that be correct?
Yes, absolutely. And I would also say that it's incredibly easy to get overwhelmed by social media. So I really tell my clients, just choose two and focus on those and get good at them. It's not to say that you can't have an Instagram account and a Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter, but you'll see a lot better results and you'll enjoy yourself a lot more if you really focus your efforts on one or two rather than trying to be amazing at four things, because it's pretty hard to be a good consultant and a good blogger and really great on 4 social media accounts.
Exactly, and I think that's the beauty of how you've actually streamlined your business, because it gave you freedom to do your own thing rather than trying to do a full-time job, trying to build a business, not having any focus on what techniques to use, then go for different courses, go to different kind of people and listen to their talks and not take action. And I think that's what you do really well, that you have a process that you're following. It's very, very simple, so you don't actually get overwhelmed and cluttered by things, which is amazing. But when you started, to pick out your packages, because you say you have only 3 kinds of services, how did you define your packages? Because I think a lot of us struggle because we think we have so many skills and we want to be able to share, help a lot of people. But sometimes I think that's the place where you can actually fail. So what did you do?
Well, I sort of tried to see the intersection between the work that I really, really enjoyed doing and the sorts of things that people very regularly ask me for or I saw my readers struggling with. Because last year, for a long time, I offered copywriting services.
Right.
And I knew people really needed them, but I frankly didn't really enjoy doing them. I got tired of, using sales psychology to convince people that they needed to buy things and talking about where you insert the buy now button. And even though I was good at it and I knew people wanted it, I didn't enjoy doing it. So I dropped that offering because I didn't want to do it anymore. And I also saw that so many bloggers don't know where to start with their blog, or they're trying really hard and it's just not working, and they've read all sorts of tips that aren't tailored to them, and so they're just sort of trying everything willy-nilly without really strategizing about what they want. And I saw that was a problem, so I created an offering to deal with it. So I think you have to look at the intersection of what you enjoy doing out of your skill set and what people are regularly asking for. Right.
Because I think a lot of us, when we start out, we hear this is going to be a good marketing or this could be a good service because we see our competitors or our neighbors do that, and so we offer something that probably we might not enjoy in the long term for fear that we might not get clients otherwise. And I think you've actually brought out a really good topic there, where it's about actually really looking and saying what is it that I enjoy and that people are actually wanting.
Yeah.
So I noticed on your website, that one of your packages was something called a secret weapon. Could you please explain to everyone on the call what exactly this package is and how could it benefit someone who is just starting out in business or who has started their business but is still part-time?
Sure. Well, this is the thing. This is my package that I'm most excited about. That I have like a missionary-esque zeal for this. Because what I've found what happens to a lot of people is they read Mashable, they read ProBlogger, they read all these social media blogs, and they see these tips and they try to implement them. But maybe those suggestions aren't right for their blog, they're not right for their voice, they're not right for the field that they're working in, and then it doesn't work. And then the other thing is that you can do all of those things, but if you don't have traffic coming to your site, it's not necessarily going to work. So I wanted to create something that would pair customized suggestions about your online presence paired with something that drove traffic. And it was also affordable because one-on-one consulting, usually starts at $200 or $300 an hour, which a lot of people can't afford, especially if it's the first time they've worked with you and they don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah.
So Secret Weapon is a really targeted list of suggestions. You give me all of your online information, your various social media profiles, your URLs, and you tell me what your goals are for your online space. I go and I stalk you and I look at your entire online space. I look at all of your social media things. I look at what you're posting, and then I send you a list of 15 to 20 super specific suggestions. And sometimes it's things like move your social media icons up under your bio. Sometimes it's things like you're not using the alt text on your images, or here's how you drive more traffic to your Pinterest account. So I send you all of these really specific suggestions that are tailored to you and your goals, and you have about a month to implement them.
Right.
And then at the end of that month, you get ad space on my blog, which is read by about 11,000 people. So then you have all of this new traffic coming to your awesome, newly improved site. So you get the traffic bump for making these improvements, and then you get another traffic bump for my readers coming and looking at your stuff. So it's like a 1-2 punch of help, and then also a piggyback off of my own traffic. And it's really awesome. I've seen amazing results. One client cut her bounce rate in half. Another one has 3 times as many comments as she used to. Another one got 460 new Pinterest followers in a month. It's really awesome. I love it, and my clients love it. And I'm really pleased to offer it at a rate that most people can afford.
So, because when I went to your website and I looked at some of the ad space, the people who have advertised, I guess who have been your clients are really like coaches, consultants, even yoga and stuff like that. And I think it's really good because the way they have actually even portrayed themselves on the internet has been an amazing journey for me to actually go and see their website. So it's a really good thing. But in case someone needed to contact you, Sarah, what would be the best website that they should go to? Would it be yesandyes.org, or what's the other one?
Well, I would say for your listeners, they'd probably be more interested in my professional website, which is sarahvonbargen.com.
Okay.
And you can check out the small business blog there. And if you like travel and cooking and fashion and interviews and music, then you can check out yesandyes.org.
Right, because of, I guess, the spelling of the website would be, complicated for some of us to be able to go straight to it. If you are keen to actually engage with Sarah, there is another website that's a lifestyle blog, but at least you get her details through that website, which is yesandyes.org. And Sarah, if you can please spell the website which you just spoke about, that would be awesome.
Sure. It's my name, so it's SarahVonBargen.com, sarahvonbargen.com. And if you go to yesandyes.org, there's a link at the top that says hire me that will take you there.
Yeah, that'll take you there. And Sarah, just coming back to some of the tips, let's say I'm a solopreneur. That means I am consulting full-time to pay my bills, and I want to be able to build my business part-time on the side. What would be the steps that you suggest that I absolutely focus on so that people who are in this situation actually can start taking action and then obviously also, engage with you?
Well, I would say your first step to build a good side hustle is to reach out to people in your current network and offer yourself at either a cheap or reduced rate so you can build that network and get testimonials. I would say your second step would be to make for sure you're on at least one or two forms of social media and that you're actively networking with other people in your field that you want to get into. And I would say your third step is to make for sure that you're creating content somewhere. If you don't have time to have your own blog, that's okay, but try to write guest posts on other blogs that are read by people in your field or potential clients, or you can even create content on Instagram if that applies to your field. But you need to be creating content somewhere that helps showcase the fact that you know what you're doing and that you're an expert who should be hired.
Awesome. And from a financial standpoint, if you want to be able to put some budgets aside, because obviously we have our personal bills that we need to pay, but to start realistically an online business, which is more on consulting or informational products, what do you suggest would be a rough budget that someone should know that this is what they're investing in their business?
The amount that they should invest in their business?
Yeah, like to have their website, to be able to create, some content, to be able to maybe hire a virtual assistant for themselves. Like, what would be, when you started off, what were your rough kind of like budgets that you put aside for yourself so that you know that you can look after yourself while you're trying to build your business?
Well, I would say, my two-part answer is that, number one, you can build an online following without investing any money. Like, I did not spend more than $13 a year on my business until I've been in business for like 4 years. So
wow.
Using like free templates, and I mean, you need your own domain, which will cost somewhere between $13 and $20 a year.
Yeah.
But you can make a totally good online presence with free WordPress templates and free tools. So in terms of investing in your business, I would say you don't need to worry about that too much. But in terms of money saved before you go totally self-employed, I've always heard, and what I did was 6 months of cost of expenses saved.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I do that I so highly recommend is if you work in a field where you can possibly establish some sort of retainer aspect of your business. Like, I have 4 clients that I have on retainer who I ghostwrite and consult for on an ongoing basis.
Right.
So even if I make absolutely no money on ad sales or info products, nothing, I know that I will always have enough money to cover all my bills because I have these 4 retainer clients. So if there's a way for you to set up that as a package or create something like that, I so highly recommend it because it will be really good for your peace of mind and also for the people in your life who are concerned about you becoming self-employed.
Awesome. And apart from your secret weapon, for the secret weapon package, which is, about trying to figure out the tips to be able to get traffic to your website, what would be the costs around that?
It's $250 US.
And if anyone wants to be able to work with you where you can give in-depth like coaching of like, where do we take your business from point A to point B, is that something that you offer?
It is something that I offer. I do not have a package for it, and I take those on a sort of case-by-case basis. Right. But if anybody's interested, you can email me and we can talk about it.
Awesome. So that's about all the information that I guess I could take from Sarah, because it would not be fair to keep asking her questions, because at the end of the day, I've got to value her time as well. So if you are keen, I would highly suggest to please go and contact Sarah at yesandyes.org. Click on Hire Me, go to her personal website and get in touch with her. And Sarah, I want to thank you for your time, because it has been the most valuable insights with all the quick tips that you have provided. And it means a lot, especially for someone who is busy with trying to get their business off the ground, and to be able to have someone who can give refreshing ideas and at the same time give hope that you don't need a lot of budgets if you act smart and use your time more effectively. And I think that's the whole power of minimalism.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much. And for all the guys who are listening on this call, please do take action. And if you feel that this work that I'm doing at the moment is going to benefit not only you, but the community, please do share this audio with your friends. Maybe it is on Facebook or maybe it is on Twitter, so that someone else can actually benefit from it and someone else could actually contact Sarah as well. So I wish each one of you an amazing life. Thank you for being part of the community. And yeah, it's bye for now. Take care.
If you want to live an amazing life and grow a business that serves you, then visit minimalist.entrepreneur.com and sign up for laser-focused strategies discussed by well-renowned entrepreneurs. Be free. Own your life. You deserve it.